2017's Bus Party to Hell. Now you're probably thinking the same thing I am, which is, wouldn't Party Bus to Hell make more sense? No. It's Halloween, darlings. Not only is my voice a little scarier right now, but I found us a scary movie. I hope it's scary, at least. There's only one review on the back, and it just says weird. This dumpster find is from the 1970s, an era in which it was thought to be scarier if horror film titles just bossed people around. Don't go in the woods alone. Let sleeping corpses lie. Don't look in the basement. Do your taxes. I don't know. The title of this film is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, starring these people. It was directed by Bob Clark, the man behind Porky's, A Christmas Story, Black Christmas, and other classics. Before you nostalgia lovers get all up in my case about this man and his cinematic legacy, I will remind you that he is also responsible for Baby Geniuses 1 and 2. So that legacy's already been blown to smithereens. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things is about a theatrical troupe deciding to go to some remote island to dig up a corpse and bring it to life. Why actors, of all people, want to bring a corpse to life is not really explained. The only reason they're actors, it seems, is so they can lengthen the movie by having them talk to each other in random accents.
They only drink kosher blood here.
Actually, it comes across more as this guy had a weird idea and his cult followers were like, okay, boss.
How about this? A group of jaded young deviants, that's us, comes to a burial island to dabble in witchcraft, try a few spells. But we stumble onto some really sick cult, which follows us along a deserted path until finally in the middle of the night...
Thanks for spoiling the plot, Peter Brady. They all break into a boarded up house and just move in. With the amount of luggage they brought, apparently the plan is mass corpse reanimation.
Something is going to happen tonight.
I'm holding you to that promise, sister.
Here is the spell I have chosen for our purposes. It details the simple steps and the simple words necessary to enable a master to call forth the dead from their graves, to bend their wills to his, and serve him always, in this world and the next.
Maybe the actors union is on strike and this guy is hoping to get cheap extras to mount his production of Mamma Mia. Peter Brady tells us that the island is cursed. Various caretakers of the island committed suicide or something, typical stuff. So it's primed for spells and stuff, I guess. So around midnight, they dig up a grave in which, by the way, the opening credits already showed us that a body was taken out and replaced with a living person. So no spoilers there.
You want me to touch that thing? He won't bite you.
Yet. So this zombie decided he's going to kill this guy, another one decides he wants to hug this girl, and this crazy lady decided that she now is a reanimated corpse or something, when it all comes out that this was all a strangely elaborate prank. And so not worth the build-up.
Listen, Alan, this crazy man bloodied my nose!
Well, there's our reason to make them all actors, so they can play up homosexual stereotypes.
Yeah, we're trying to go straight.
Oh, the 70s.
I peed my pants. I peed my pants.
Listen, my nose is bleeding.
I'd be more concerned about a man peeing his pants while standing over me. If Peter Brady is going to giggle for several minutes straight, the actual prank needed to be cooler.
Only a truly sick mind could have conceived such a plot.
Actually, this guy did indeed write the screenplay with Bob Clark, so yeah. First step to solving a problem is admitting you have one.
My God, you should have seen the creature we took out of that hole.
Because his makeup is less convincing. Peter Brady then reveals that, despite the prank, they really are going to try to raise a corpse from the dead. And this has something to do with a play that they're all in and he is directing. He threatens to fire anyone if they try to leave.
Look, it's my job too. I don't want to be fired.
If I made her crawl in that coffin and spend the night with Orville, you wouldn't lift a finger to help if you thought it would cost you your job. And you know why? Because you're headed for the top.
Yes, because dragging the cast into the woods for an elaborate prank and necromancy ritual is a surefire sign of a man who can help you become a big star. So the gay guys drag the corpse, apparently named Orville, over while this weird girl lies in the coffin contemplating morality. At least these people know what a pentacle looks like. What am I worried for, though? They clearly do their research. I think there's a fault in your star.
Blood. The dried blood of an unborn infant, as called for in the Book of Spells.
Oh yeah, that thing that all theatrical directors carry around in their back pocket, of course.
Now don't worry, no murder was committed. It's just that every summation demands a sovereign ingredient or sacrifice. This is ours.
That didn't really clarify anything, but okay. Does anyone else agree that he is dressed too fabulously to be prancing around in a graveyard digging up corpses?
From this time on, you must be silent.
Take your own advice, why don't ya?
O great diviner, master of the three worlds.
The world. Westworld. World market. I'm caught up. Continue.
Disciple who became master, Lord of the netherworld, Lord of night, Prince of darkness, despoiler of light, diviner of powers, redeemer of passion, crucible of flesh.
Okay, you've narrowed it down sufficiently. Just get on with it. Of course, nothing happens at first, or at second, third, or fourth.
Satan, you phony, you liar, you sorry sot. I paid my money and I expect my merchandise.
Who knew Satan could be so untrustworthy?
Petty panderer, cheap chiseling con artist, two-bit penny ante potion peddler.
Is that a spell book or a thesaurus?
Get out of the grave, Alan. Let an artist show you how to call a curse down on Satan. Hail, satanic majesty! Hail, mighty master of evil! Tormentor of lost souls! Paragon of perfidy! Antichrist! Vilest of the vile! Respected foe of Jehovah and the Archangel! Usurper, seducer, panderer supreme!
Well, there was his problem. Peter Brady wasn't specific enough. So this woman insults Satan and Peter Brady through a series of accents, and then Peter orders them all to take Orville back to the house because reasons. It's good to know that Orville is a dignified corpse, able to be carried while holding his head up high, even without anyone supporting it. Did we forget about this guy, by the way?
It's customary to carry the corpse over the threshold.
This gives Peter the great idea that he should pretend to marry the corpse, and then make fun of it.
I can't think of anything funny to say.
Okay, movie, pointing out the issues with your script does not negate them to any degree.
Perhaps you shouldn't be working for someone so, disgusting.
No, you probably shouldn't. This leads to a scene wasting entirely too much time on Peter making the girl apologize to Orville while Wild Eyes here periodically yells at them to respect the corpse.
Oh God! Please forgive us! Please!
No. While the gay guys are still outside reburying the now empty casket, Peter lays the corpse on a mattress in an upstairs room and lies next to it.
In time, we may get even closer.
I'll hold you any closer, I'll be in back of you.
Shut up, Groucho. Since there are no couples having sex to kill off first, naturally we'll just take out one of the flamboyant gay guys instead. Apparently, Satan sold Peter Brady a time-release necromancy spell because now all of the dead bodies are calling to action, and they are all in surprisingly great shape for their various stages of decomposition. The zombies prove to be much more considerate than the living people because they remember this poor schmuck. Of course, the zombies attack the house and everyone seems to forget about Mrs. Peter Brady in the bedroom, including the screenwriters, because he doesn't factor into this ordeal for a while.
Why are they after us?
Because you're the only living people on the island? Because you trampled through their cemetery and performed the necromancy spell? Because you guys stole a corpse? Because you're all terrible actors? Why don't you ask why they wouldn't be after you? That's a much shorter list. The others concoct a plan.
If you could get him out front somehow, I could slip out the back.
I suggest shoving Peter Brady out as a distraction because he deserves it the most. Of course, it wouldn't be a bad horror film if your plan didn't include failure and turning your back on an open door so you can get dragged off as well. Peter reads some words from a counterspell in the book, and the zombies leave the house. Well, that was stupidly easy, considering that now 4 of your friends are dead. Peter reads that they need to return Orville back to his grave, but the survivors decide to venture out without the corpse anyway, and of course, they get ambushed. Peter and Wild Eyes get cornered back into the house, up the stairs, where Peter sacrifices Wild Eyes, then locks himself in the bedroom, only to find, you guessed it, Orville is coming in for a big hug. It all ends with a zombie cruise. Quite frankly, I don't see why there would be any question why this film's in the dumpster. In fact, Bob Clark agreed with me as he planned to remake the film in 2007. Unfortunately, he was killed in a car accident before any actual plans could be made, so this is what we're stuck with. Look, if the Night of the Living Dead series was just entirely too short for you and you wished it could continue on and on, then go ahead and dig out this film for your Halloween celebration. But I recommend you start hunting very soon, because I am going to bury this thing and I am not going to tell any of you where to find it. Then somebody will perform a necromancy spell near it. Maybe I'll just burn it. Don't go in the woods alone. Some remote island to dig up his cult flower. Apparently, Satan sold their back pocket. Polly Popkit. It's good to know that Orville is a dignified corpse. Of course it's a corpse. Of course it's a corpse, because they does, but the survivor. I don't see why there'd be digging up corpses. Why are there so many weird, hard words involved with this movie?